7 websites that every music business owner must have. These are the 7 websites that I've been having since the start of my career. I have pivoted multiple times, but then you need these categories in order to run a business. We're going to talk about things like creating websites and then managing your tasks, creating invoices and all those things. So without any delay, let's get started. So if you see, I have my notes over here and I've written a couple of websites that I use currently. I'll also tell you about the websites that I previously used and the reason why I shifted from that particular website as well. So for the first one, we're going to start with having your business website. So you need to have a place where you can put up everything about your business, what and all you do, the services you offer, the achievements that you've got, and a little bit about yourself, the pricing. All these things has to be inside one link. That will really help any customer or any client who gets inside their website. They'll have a thorough knowledge about who you are. And then they'll be ready to get any service from you, like a production service or a vocal tuning service. Or if you really don't have a price for that, and if you think you need to give a quote depending on, the project, so then you can leave your email link. So when they click that link, they'll be directed to your email. They can just email you anything and then you can send them a price quote for the project that they are telling you. You can therefore get a potential client through that. If everything is happening through only Instagram DMs or just solely through, emails and not through a website where you have your stuff, then I don't think your work will be very professional. You need to have a website that has all these things. So initially I had a website on Solo. So that was a very simple website where it can just, portray some links. And when they click those links, it'll direct them to Instagram, YouTube, email and all those stuff. Later I shifted to Wix. Wix was fine in the beginning, but after a point, it became a little confusing. I didn't like how my website was looking and I wanted it to be a little bit more professional. Don't get me wrong, Wix is really good to start with, but as time progresses, I found it a little difficult to change stuff and I thought the design could be a little better, but I really didn't have time to spend on that and all. So finally, I stuck with Pineapple. So that's an AI related website and it works so well for me. The look is really good. And everything is so clear. Everything is in a very seamless manner. Every week I have to change the YouTube video that I put on my website and everything is happening so smoothly, I have subscribed for it though because I needed a couple of more pages. But if your website needs just 1 or 2 pages, then you don't even have to subscribe. They have a free version for that as well. So the first step is needing a website, okay? You need to have a professional looking website with a couple of existing works that you did, reviews, testimonies and all those stuff. That will be really helpful for any client that approaches you. Now let's move on to the next point. In music industry, apart from doing services like mixing and mastering, a lot of music producers also sell digital products like ebooks with cards or shortcuts or tips to make their mixes sound better and all these related ebooks as well, or step-by-step things that you need to do in order to bring your songs well. So you need to have a platform where you can sell all your ebooks and digital stuff. And there are so many platforms through which you can do that. I use Gumroad. Gumroad is really good, especially when you're in India, because I found that a couple of other websites that I was using, there were serious problems with the payments made from international clients or from Indians, and it was very difficult to get those payments because either it didn't support Google Pay or there were so many flaws, okay? So finally, I found Gumroad, and Gumroad, in fact, the UI also, it looks very straightforward and simple. There's no confusing links. There's no too many things that you can add and, distract the client or you yourself get confused. Nothing like that. It's just a very straightforward website. You go into that particular link, you'll be able to see the product, the description, the price, whether you want to buy it or not. That's it. The client can probably give a rating to it, but they cannot put like in words. So maybe that's one improvement I'm looking forward to in Gumroad. But apart from that, I think it's a very straightforward, simple, direct website that's so easy. So it's so easy for the client also. They just get inside that website and then they know what's available in that particular page. So I already have 2 digital PDFs that you can download. One is a chord sheet with all the major, minor including the natural, harmonic, melodic, minors and chords and all those stuff. I also have one where I have a lot of Logic Pro shortcuts And I'm also doing a course, so you can sell multiple things, not just PDF. You can sell courses, you can even sell physical products, I guess, on that site. So if you're thinking about a place where you can sell all these things, you can try Gumroad. So far, I've not had any issues with it. Normally, we need a place where we can organize all our stuff, right? Like, for example, I take classes. It's difficult to track what each student has completed, right? Maybe one student has completed till day 5. Another student might be day 11. So you can't possibly, remember till what point you teach this student, that student, what you sent them. It's very difficult to, kind of have a track on all that. So for that very reason, I use this particular app called Notion. I cannot begin to tell you how much useful that particular app is. All my work is categorized into that one app. Everything is put into that, right from the course contents to what I've taught for each student. Let's say my student tells me that they want a 5-month plan for mixing. I make an entire schedule on Notion and I keep track in that particular page. I can even send that page to the student so they can not edit. I can obviously give them that option as well, but they can just, look at it and see what's there for next class or what we learned today and all those stuff. I can keep a track of that, and every time I complete a class, I just grade that particular column out. So it's so easy and well maintained. It's so nicely organized. So all my stuff is inside that, not just for classes. If I get an idea in music production, or if I have some particular work to do, or anything regarding my business, all my organization related stuff, all the to-do works and all that, everything is put inside Notion. In fact, you can even use Notion as a website. You would have seen a lot of creators use Notion as well. So if you've not used Notion till now, just try it out and you will find that it's so easy to manage all your work. And all your work is at one place, right? So it's so easy to handle your day-to-day activities. Now let's move on and talk about time blocking aspects. So I'm going to talk again from my example. When I have to teach a student, let's say I've blocked 6 to 7 time for a particular student. Sometimes I'll forget it. So how do I remember all those stuff? Because that's a thing that I cannot miss, right? A student is coming in that particular hour, so I cannot just forget that I have class at 6 o'clock and I just tell them sorry for that. That's not professional at all. So to block all my timings and to kind of get a reminder through something, I use Google Calendar. That's a lifesaver, I'm telling you. Whatever class I need to take, that's a compulsory task that I have to do. Or if I have some meeting with a client, I block all those timings in my Google Calendar. So every time that particular time comes, half an hour ahead of that time, I always get a reminder through Google Calendar. So that's so useful. Obviously, you can use the iOS calendar as well, whatever you like, but just a place where something will prompt you or remind you about what task is going to come in another half an hour or 1 hour. And I am normally an extremely organized person. So I, in fact, color code all my work timings. Like, for example, all the classes that I have to take are in one color, whereas all the client meetings or the sponsorship deals or something like that, they are in another color. So I know what I'm working with. I can visually work with things that I see, That's how I organize my things. And moving on to the next point is creating invoices. A lot of people may think that when you are initially beginning to, do your business and run your business and all that, invoicing is such a lame thing to do and you may not really do it because it's like an extra 3 minutes that you have to spend on something that's very boring, not even associated with music, right? But trust me, as you grow into your business and as you get a lot more clients, you need to keep track of your finances in a particular way. You can't just keep, getting money and giving money. You need to have track of all that. And not just you, even the client. So even if you go to a particular shop to buy groceries, they give you a particular slip, right, with the bill and all that. You run a business as well. So if you want to run a professional business, you need to have invoicing. So initially, I used to use this invoice through Google Excel. But the problem is it was extremely manual. So every time someone gives me some work or if I get a student and they pay me the fee, I need to send them invoice. So I need to go to Excel and manually change the invoice number, name, email. Every time I need to input all these details, download that form and then send it to them. I need to draft an email. So it was time consuming because I had to do it so repeatedly. So over a point of time, I started searching for some apps. Every app had its own disadvantages or probably didn't set well with me. And then finally, I found Zoho Invoice. Zoho Invoice is really, really easy to use. It's a free invoice app where you can just input all your client details or your student details and it will store it in its app. So Every time you want to go and send an invoice, you just type the name of the person and bang, you'll get all the email, a phone number, and all those things associated with that name. And also you can save the kind of invoice you want to create. For example, if I am creating music production class fee, I can already save that as a preset. Let's say I save that for so and so amount. It's already there. I just need to go and click that. I don't have to type anything. I don't have to change anything. So I've created all these templates. So it's so easy for me to send an invoice right now. You can even send an email through the app also. You don't even have to text anything, because through the app itself, they have a template where something is written and you just send an email and it just goes like that. It's professional to have an invoicing method in your own way. This is what I use. You can try it if you want and see if you like it. These are the things that you need to do well in order to make yourself be professional. Moving on to the next app, and the most crucial one, it's Zoom. All my classes, all my meetings, everything happens through Zoom. And Zoom is a really good platform with regards to screen sharing, sharing my computer audio as well, sharing Logic sound. Everything has worked so smoothly. It's easy to set up. It's very seamless, the video call, and everything goes well. So Zoom is what I use for all my classes specifically. And finally, coming to the last app, it is the payment method that I use for all my transactions. So because I live in India, I have GPay. Most of the Indians prefer using GPay, obviously. It's the most easiest way of transferring money. But if someone is in abroad, then I use PayPal. PayPal is a little difficult to take transfers because they have a huge fee in their platform. That's the only reason why I always struggle with PayPal. But I'm also really searching for a particular payment integration method which can be very useful for someone who's, paying me from abroad or something. So if you know any leads, you can just put them in the comments and it'll really help me out. So if you're watching this video and you think you can never make it in the music industry, there are so many ways by which you can make it. Earlier, it was just the traditional method where you need to learn, you need to go be an assistant and all that. But right now, the scope is endless. There are so many ways by which you can make a living through music. But then you need to work hard and figure out your own path for that. I'm still making my own path. I'm still figuring things out. But yeah, don't give up hope and just work hard. Just try to research a lot of stuff and keep learning a lot more. And if you want to see videos more like this, or if you specifically want to look at topics regarding mixing or mastering or making music, anything, just put them in the comments and it'll help me make videos or get ideas that will really help you out as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something useful through this video. Keep making music and I'll see you guys in the next one.